All right, so in this video, I'm gonna do a quick demo and progress update on Ravn that I've been working on. And like I'm working on this every single day, and my main priority the past 7 days or so has been to basically make it ready for deployment and testing it out and actually just bug fixing a lot of stuff. So what I've done is I have this dashboard here, which is fine. And then I have an area here with all the bots. So you can see here I have this bot right here that is currently running. And what I can do is I can redeploy it and I can stop it. And the way it works is it actually is inside here as a Docker instance. So you can see here how I have the Ravn bot 1 running. So if I go and I click stop, you can see here how this one is gonna be stopped automatically. And this is actually how it works. And then if I click redeploy, it spins up the bot again. And you can see here's all the logs that basically just says everything that's done right now. The logs is very excessive, which because I use this for bug fixing and testing it. And what I'm working on right now is the ability to automatically subscribe to the next markets in a market series. For example, the Bitcoin 15-minute or 5-minute markets. I want this trading bot to be able to automatically connect to the next market. And this is something I've been struggling with a little bit because sometimes it actually doesn't subscribe correctly to the next market. So this is what I've been working on. And then you can see here, I also have, so all these logs is actually exposed to the front end. You can see here, that's all this. And this is again something I use to bug fix it. And then I've created a monitor. So the logs, I think a version of that will be available to people using Ravn, but it's gonna be a little bit less than all of this, something that makes a little bit more sense. And then I have this one here, which I've been working on. So you can see here, I can auto switch to market. Then it's actually going to auto switch next time we have a new market. And then you can actually follow along with the price changes. So now this one is the Bitcoin 5-minute market. And you can see here all the different sessions that I've had. So I have these completed sessions here. I have a failed session here. So all of this session data here is stored temporarily in a Postgres database, and then I have a cleanup method that's gonna save it as Parquet files to S3, and that's actually gonna allow you to download the data by yourself. So for example, all of these market tech data. Oh, you can see how it automatically subscribes to the next market. So now you can see we have a countdown here from 5 minutes. And it now subscribed to the next market. And you can see here we already have some order fills and position update, and we have the market ticks coming in. You can also see here how we have the positions, so you can follow along. Now the strategy I'm running here is just buy right away, so it's not actually a real strategy. So this is actually how it looks like. But back to the sessions here. So yeah, again, it stores the sessions in the database, and it's going to be cleaned up, stored as Parquet files in Amazon S3, and it will allow you to download the data. You can run your own tests on it if you want to. You can also load it later as a backtest in Ravn. So let's say that you have this strategy running, but hey, what if I change this parameter, or what if I did this differently? You can actually then replay this exact data on other strategies as a backtest. And I think this is really powerful to be able to, rerun an actual scenario that happens. Now, of course, it's never going to be 100% accurate, because when we do a simulation, a backtest, we are making certain assumptions about, fill rate and so on. Because if you do a live environment and you do trades, maybe it's not going to get filled, maybe it will get filled. So this is something that I expect you to be able to configure in your own backtest. Like, how should it simulate a fill? Should it just take the best, ask price? Should it do the mid price? Should we have some kind of a failure rate of the fills, and so on and so forth? But that's probably going to be in a version 2. And then you can see here, if we don't auto switch to next market, you can also click on the previous market here. So you can see this is the past data for the other market here. And I can go over to this one here, and then this is the live market. I can again switch this, so it automatically switches to the next market. And down here, we can see the closed positions. Now, all of this is something I'm still working on because there's still a little bit bugs here I need to fix because it doesn't reflect it correctly. But at least the idea here is you can see the pending orders. So if you send an order over to the venue, for example, Polymarket, then you can see it here. And then you'll be able to see the active order. So when it's getting filled, it's going to be moved from the pending orders over to the active orders. And then if you close the position, let's say you have 5 shares or something and you sell it, then it's going to go over to the closed position. That's at least the logic that I've implemented right now. And might possibly I will also enable you to manually do trades. But again, that's probably going to be in a version 2. For example, you have a pending order, you just want to cancel it right away, you can click cancel. Or if you have an active order, maybe you just want to sell it right away and not wait for the bot to take an action. So you can, like, you know, influence the bot a little bit and actually use the instance here of the bot as a terminal for these different venues. But yeah, again, maybe a version 2. This is how it looks like now. And what I'm struggling with a little bit, what I'm testing out now for this day and also yesterday, is these automatic subscription to the next markets here. You can see how that did work, but then after like 10, 11 markets, I do experience sometimes that it actually cuts the connection. So this is something that I'm working on. And right now we have the line chart. What I'm also gonna be implementing is candles. It's not something that actually works right now, but if you choose a signal, a candlestick signal, you will be able to switch it from line to candles. So you can actually see the candles being created in real time. And then it's going to be easier to see, did your bot actually trigger exactly when you expected it to do. You can also see here, you can see exactly the price when you hover, and you can see the time. You can also see your positions over here. So if I hover, now it's a little bit buggy. You can see here, it doesn't work that well actually. I need to fix this. But yeah, you can see position information down here. So order filled, you can see the price, you can see what side, you can get the status. Now this is a simulation, so it's the data is actually not real. And that's so when I have this fixed with this automatic, now we'll see if it works. We have 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And yep, all right, so now it's switched. You can see it starts a new market. And the way it works, it actually pre-connects. So the way I've set it up is that it pre-connects to the market 1 minute before. And then it also stays open. But I have to tweak this, how we're gonna solve this exactly, because you might have a new market opening up, but the past market, you might actually have open orders. You might actually have pending orders that you want to close, and that's something I have not solved yet that I will be solving. Yeah, so this is how it works right now, and you can see how we had a position here. But yeah, the UI right now here is you can click here also on the event terminal. So if we click auto scroll off, it should stop. Yeah, it does. So it does stop. So you can click here. And then you can see, all right, we got a order filled here. And then a position. So actually, the auto scroll is still a little bit buggy. But yeah, then you can get the information. It's a little bit easier to see. And yeah, and then back, and you can see this one is running in a Docker instance, like I mentioned before. If we go back here, and this is the instance. And yeah, you can see we also got the logs in when it does the trades and so on. And I can also select my other strategies. You can do that from here. Now I only have one for test, and you'll be able to select simulated or live. And then what I'm also going to be doing is adding one that we call backtesting. So if you want to supply it with data, for example, after a session, you want to use that session, then it's, well, it's basically simulated. But the way simulated works now is it actually uses live data. It doesn't use past data, but it will be an option also. And then we have an overview here of all the different simulations. What I'm gonna do here most likely is that this also gonna support live trading. Now it's only for the simulations, but I also wanted, oh, actually I did do that already. So we have back tests, we have simulation and live. So we just need to change this one here. And then you can see here, this one is running, and you can see the P&L, you can see the return here, how many trades it did. And then you have this download. So here you can actually download the session data. So you can download the data as Parquet files if you want to dig even deeper into the analysis of your trading bot. You can actually take that data, you can feed it to Claude Code, you can have it do analysis on the data, and then you can actually fine tune your bot even more. So that is something I think is really exciting. It really allow you to fine tune your bots very, very easily, and you can take this data and then you can go over and actually create a new session with that data. That is something that I'll be working on for the version 1 here. So yeah, if you want to be one of the first to get access to Ravn, you can join the waitlist, and that's on ravn.gg, and you can click the button here. That's gonna scroll you down in the bottom here. You can give your email address here, and then you can actually sign up and get early access when Ravn launches. You can also join our Discord community. So we have Poly Traders, which is a free to join Discord community for people that are building trading bots on prediction markets. So that's all I had for today. So until next time, have a great day and see you. Bye bye.